We are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining North Kansas City Hospital's Healthy Living series. Today we are going to talk about managing asthma, and we have Erin McConnell here today to share her wisdom with us. Just to let you know, this is being recorded, and we will be putting this on YouTube afterwards for you to rewatch or share. You can ask questions at any time in the Q&A or chat feature, but we will be answering those at the end. So with that, I will hand it over to Erin.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. I am Erin McConnell. I'm going to go ahead and stop my video so we can focus on the presentation, which is managing asthma and improving your quality of life. I've been here at North Kansas City for about 20 years. I have extensive knowledge in a variety of settings within the hospital, and I am also a certified lung disease educator. I'm most proud of being a mother of a 9-year-old who has asthma and has had symptoms since he was 3 months old. It's a chronic condition, and it can be scary, but with the right knowledge and tools, you can learn to live your life the way you want to. So let's just start with understanding asthma. On the left-hand side here is the normal airways. We breathe in, or when we breathe in, air moves from our nose or our mouth down a large hollow tube called the windpipe or the trachea. And then the air goes into our lungs, and the trachea divides into 2 branches called bronchial tubes. We have a left and we have a right. The bronchial tubes then divide into smaller passages called bronchioles. And then this is a normal bronchiole. The bronchiole then divides further into a cluster of air sacs that look like balloons. These are called the alveoli. This is where the air we breathe in is then exchanged and carried throughout our body. Oxygen is what helps feed or give our energy to all parts of our body so we can walk, talk, eat, and exercise. On the right-hand side is the lungs of someone with asthma. Asthma causes inflammation in the lungs. It can also cause squeezing or twitchy airways. When something bothers your airways, you will have trouble breathing. This is called an asthma attack or asthma episode. It gets harder to breathe because the airways become swollen and twitchy. The mucus or the phlegm can build up and become trapped, as seen here. So what are some symptoms of asthma? Well, those include coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, possibly tightness in your chest, increased mucus in your lungs, and those symptoms can worsen overnight. Symptoms can be a sign of how bad your asthma is currently. Uncontrolled asthma with its underlying inflammation often gets worse at night. Researchers believe this is due to natural body rhythms and changes in our body's hormones. Some facts about asthma: there is no known cause. It affects about 25 million Americans, which is about 1 in 13 Americans. Health experts can't pinpoint the exact cause of asthma, but it is a chronic lung condition that cannot be cured. It's the most common long-term condition among children and can occur later in life, which accounts for about 10% of adults. It includes more women than men, and it affects low-income and minority groups they carry a higher burden. Approximately, according to the CDC, its most recent data, approximately 10% of Missourians and 10% of Kansans have asthma. The best way to manage asthma is to avoid triggers, which we will discuss, take medications to prevent symptoms, and prepare to treat asthma episodes if they do occur. We think of symptoms like a stoplight. Go means green. I'm sorry, green means go. Your breathing is doing good. You're able to conduct your normal daily living. Yellow means caution. You may notice early symptoms of your asthma, and this is when you want to pay close attention and need to contact your doctor. Red means danger. Contact your healthcare provider immediately or call 911. We'll go into further depth here in a bit about these stoplights. And this is an asthma action plan. An asthma action plan tells you what to do if you have symptoms. You should work with your healthcare provider to fill it out and keep it up to date. It tells you when to take certain medications and when to call your healthcare provider or 911. We'll discuss this more in the presentation as well. There are different kinds of asthma triggers, and they can be found everywhere. Any of these triggers can cause an asthma episode or an asthma attack. One can have exposure to one trigger or sensitivity to many triggers, and the reactions can be anywhere from mild to severe. Each person's asthma is slightly different. These are, again, different types of asthma triggers: allergens, irritants, smoke, scents and smells, common colds, weather, exercise, though everyone needs exercise. Some are affected. Sometimes asthma does affect their exercise. And even strong emotions such as anger, fear, excitement, laughter, or yelling and crying can cause symptoms of asthma. Weather and sudden changes in weather can affect our asthma, and some medications, which we'll go into further detail. What have you noticed makes your asthma worse? Asthma triggers can be at home, work, and school. This is an asthma-friendly home checklist and can be found on the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America's website. Do you notice your symptoms are worse during certain seasons? It could be triggered by pollen that is released from the trees, weeds, and grasses blowing through the air. Pollen that is released can make your asthma symptoms worse. Some ways to minimize the effects or avoid these triggers include keeping your windows shut and using the air conditioner, or go to a cool place on a hot day. Taking a shower before bed, discuss allergy medications with your physician, and check pollen levels online through a weather app or watching the local news. Animal dander can be a trigger too. Our furry friends have proteins in their skin, urine, and saliva that can cause asthma symptoms. Some ways to minimize the effects include wash your hands and face after touching animals, replace carpet and fabric furniture with washable rugs and slip covers, keep animals out of your bedroom, vacuum weekly with a certified asthma and allergy-friendly vacuum with a HEPA filter. And in some cases, it may be necessary to find the pet another loving home if the problem persists. Avoiding or removing known triggers is an important way to prevent asthma symptoms and even reduce the need for medications. Dust mites are invisible bugs that live in fabric and fabric-covered items. They love warm, humid environments. Some ways to get rid of dust mites include lowering the humidity level to 30 to 50%, dust regularly with a damp cloth, keep rooms clutter-free, wash linens weekly, and more opportunities within this list. Vermin infestations such as mice, rats, and cockroaches create an unhealthy living environment. Check your living areas for signs of droppings or dead animals. Vermins, I should say. To fix this problem, considering keeping all your food and garbage sealed, remove clutter and waste, fix any water leaks, plug or seal any foundation cracks, caulk around windows and doors, and use traps or baits instead of bombs or sprays. Water damage and damp carpet is a terrific environment for mold and mildew. Mold spores thrive in warm, damp, dark places and can be found in many places, both inside and outside of your home. Consider running a fan during and after bathing for 20 minutes. Keep areas susceptible to mold or mildew clean and dry. Warm soap and water are great, safe cleaning products. Fix any leaks. Consider using a dehumidifier. And wear a mask when raking leaves or mowing the lawn, or have someone else complete these tasks. Food allergies can also contribute to an asthma attack. If you have asthma, it may create an allergic reaction and an allergy. It can cause your asthma reaction to be worse. A severe allergic reaction to food can even make more swelling within the airways. Consider carrying an EpiPen and also having an action plan and letting people around you know of your allergies. Smoke is a trigger for most people with asthma. Cigarette smoke has been shown to cause asthma. If you are a smoker, there are ways to help stop smoking. Smokefree.gov is one, or the 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Tobacco smoke exposure comes from firsthand smoke, secondhand smoke, in which you breathe in the smoke from someone else who is smoking, or even third-hand smoke, which is exposure to tobacco chemicals on surfaces like clothing, walls, and furniture. Air pollution can cause asthma. These are specks or tiny dust particles and chemicals in the air. Paying close attention to air quality reports will help reduce your exposure to air pollution. Watch the news, listen to the radio, or check out airnow.gov to get daily forecasts for the air quality index in your area. Smells and scents. Some items in your home can release gases called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. VOCs can be 2 to 5 times higher indoors than outdoors and can cause short-term irritation to your lungs. These can be found in cleaning products, pesticides, air fresheners, lotions, paints, perfumes, and more. Consider avoiding such items, switch to less toxic or green products, avoid paints or other strong smelling products, use an exhaust fan or open a window. Illnesses such as colds and flus can trigger asthma as well. Consider washing your hands, sneeze or cough into your elbow. Do not share any food or drinks with others. Stay active and get plenty of rest to protect your immune system. Consider getting an annual flu vaccine, staying up to date on a pneumonia vaccine, and consider the COVID vaccine as well. All of these illnesses are known to affect your lungs, both in the short term and potentially the long term. GERD, or gastroesophageal reflux disease, also known as heartburn, is when stomach acid backs up and causes a burning sensation in your chest. It can also flare your asthma. Consider eating smaller meals. Recognize and avoid foods that give you heartburn. Stay upright 2 to 3 hours after eating, and discuss medication options with your healthcare provider to reduce your symptoms. Everyone needs physical activity, even those with asthma. A strong, healthy body is one way to fight infection and disease. If you have exercise-induced asthma, be sure to drink plenty of fluids. Stop for a few minutes when you start to have trouble breathing. Consider the weather. Colder weather may cause for some modifications to decrease the lung irritation. Many athletes with asthma have found that with proper training and medicine, they can play any sport they choose. Emotions. Some emotions cause us to tighten up, increase the breathing rate, and can cause asthma symptoms. Consider some tips to reduce your stress. Mindful breathing. That includes inhale for 7 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 7 seconds. A technique called observation. This is when you focus on an object for 1 to 2 minutes. Look at it as if you are seeing it for the very first time. Consider voicing frustrations in a calm way while using deep breaths when stressed out. As mentioned before, Midwest weather can trigger asthma. Extreme temperature changes can present challenges, and wind and thunderstorms can stir up dust and pollen. Preparation and weather monitoring can help minimize these effects. Some medications can cause symptoms of asthma as well. Common ones include aspirin, non-steroidal inflammatory medications such as ibuprofen, heart medications known as beta blockers, and blood pressure medications called ACE inhibitors. Sulfites in foods can affect asthma, as well as hormonal changes in menstrual cycles for women. There are products that can help reduce your exposure to asthma triggers and allergens in your home. The only way to be sure you are getting products that can help is to make sure they are tested to be asthma and allergy friendly. Such products include air cleaners, filters, bedding, cleaning products, paints, flooring, insulation, laundry detergents, and professional cleaning services, and so much more. There are over 200 listed products that are certified asthma and allergy friendly. You can check out aafa.org/certified for these products. There are two main types of asthma medications that can help with asthma. Quick relief medications, also known as rescue medications, and long-term control medications. You should always carry your quick relief medicine with you everywhere, every time. Keep track of how often you use your quick relief medicines. If your asthma is well controlled, you should not need quick relief medicines more than 2 times a week. Your healthcare provider may direct you to use your quick relief medicines more often before exercise or sports, or when you have a cold or the flu. Long-term medications can help reduce the swelling in your airway. It can reduce the amount of mucus in your airways, and they can prevent muscles from becoming tightening and restricting your airflow. Asthma medicines come in a variety of forms. Metered dose inhalers, dry powder inhalers, and nebulizer solutions are the most common types. It is recommended that you use a spacer with a metered dose inhaler. The spacer improves your chances of getting the most medication into your lungs. It is important that you keep a close eye on when you are running low on supply, and if not used often, that you keep all medications up to date. Some of the equipment must be cleaned regularly, including the nebulizer parts, the spacer, and the metered dose inhaler parts. Also, it is important to rinse your mouth out and brush your teeth with some medications, as any residue medication can lead to complications. More information regarding how to use these medications properly can be found on our YouTube channel with Dr. Michael Brown demonstrating how to use an inhaler correctly to get maximum benefit of your medication. Some medications are available in elixir, injection, liquids, tablets, capsules, granules, and even chewables. Talk with your healthcare provider to find out what is the best form for you. A peak flow meter is a handheld device that measures how well air moves out of your lungs. This meter is a way to detect changes in your airways that can alert you to breathing issues. By using this device, you may be alerted to changes in your breathing before you notice symptoms, and it may help you avoid a serious asthma episode. Again, you should talk to your doctor about using a peak flow meter as a tool. The asthma action plan that was introduced earlier is for everyone with asthma, is that everyone with asthma should have an asthma action plan. This is a written plan that tells you what kind of medication to take and when. It also tells you when to call 911 or contact your healthcare provider if symptoms are getting worse. The best ways to manage your asthma is to have a plan. Your action plan should be kept visible in your home, such as on your refrigerator. Your healthcare provider or caregiver should also have a copy. This is a free printable option, again, at aafa.org/asthma plan. Make a list of people on your asthma team. These are the people who help you with your asthma management. Sharing information about your asthma to those people in your life is very important. They can help reduce your exposure to asthma triggers. They can also help you if you are having an asthma attack. These include but are not limited to your family members, healthcare providers, co-workers or employer, caregivers, classmates, faculty, or even school staff. Asthma can be controlled in most cases. Your personal goal of asthma control may be that you want to lessen the coughing, wheezing, or chest tightness, or no difficulty breathing, or not wake up at night with asthma symptoms. Maybe you want to decrease the amount of missed work or decrease the amount of productivity. Maybe it's that you want to avoid the emergency health visits, or that you just want to partake in normal activities such as sports, exercise, or other physical activities. The goal of asthma treatment is, number one, to prevent symptoms when possible. Number two, act quickly when those symptoms occur. And number three, keep the symptoms from getting worse. The medical definition of asthma control means you have asthma symptoms 2 times a week or less. You use your quick relief medications 2 times a week or less, or you wake up from asthma 2 times a month or less. Managing asthma means following your action plan, using medicines as prescribed, avoiding triggers, and making regular visits to your healthcare provider. It is an ongoing process to control your asthma so you can stay active and carry out your daily activities without limitations. Controlling asthma will probably require changes in your home to avoid asthma triggers. You will need to pay careful attention to creating an environment that is healthy for your lungs. You may request changes in your work or school environment as well. Following your healthcare provider's treatment plan, learning all you can about asthma and your triggers, and making a few modifications can help you reach your goals. Thank you for coming for this presentation. And if you have any concerns, here is a list of the resources that I've used. And then I am open to any questions or comments that you may have.
Okay, thank you, Erin. So if you have any questions, now is the time to put those in the Q&A or the chat. Erin, it really helped me whenever you went over the definition of what it looks like to have your asthma in control.
Yes, that is very important for anyone that has asthma, that keeping it and maintaining the control of your symptoms is huge.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any questions coming in. You covered that very, very thoroughly.
Thank you.
So I will go ahead and end. Do know if you're watching this now, you can watch it later on YouTube, and I will be sending you out the link. So thank you so much, Erin, and I hope you have a good day.
You too. Thank you guys for coming to this.
All right. Bye.
Bye.